Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome indeed to the Manville Entertainment premises. Welcome to the podcasting wing. Welcome to the North Shores. Welcome to the Authority Videocast YouTube channel. Welcome to Let's Talk. Now, today, I'm on time for a change. I'm clean shaven. What? What's going on? Well, I'll tell you what's going on. Had to get back to it today, folks, because I was just referencing the starting pitching woes, if you will, of the Cleveland Indians. And boy, did things just get worse. Now you're asking, yes, I am wearing a Cincinnati Reds hat. It's a brand new hat. Let a guy have some swag for once, I mean, come on. Excuse me. But Shane Bieber is on the 10-day IL. I still have a habit of calling it the DL, but he's on the 10-day IL, the injured list, with a strained shoulder. Now, what I was just referencing, how each and every day and night, whether it's a day or night game, each and every game, Aaron Savali, Shane Bieber, they're asked to go over 100 pitches. They're asked to go. I mean, and that's really been the biggest problem, is that usually 100 pitches, Shane Bieber last year, that means he's pitched 7-8 innings. But this year, it's meant he's been throwing 5 or 6 innings. Shane Bieber has had to work for every single out he's gotten. And a big part of that is because, things are starting to settle down now, at least for the rest of the team. But the pitching has been the top end of the starting rotation has been the only consistent thing for the Indians this year. The defense has been laughable at times. The hitting has been laughable at times. They've been no-hit twice, obviously. So they've asked a lot of Shane Bieber. He's had to work a lot. He leads the American League in strikeouts, but whether there's been errors behind him or not getting run support, there's just been a lot asked of Shane Bieber. On top of the fact that he's one of 3 when Plesac is healthy, 3 legit starters. But they only have half a rotation right now, less than half, with Plesac having been on the IL himself up to for the past couple weeks now. So they've asked so much of Bieber. And now from Cleveland.com, we have an article from 17 hours ago. So I didn't come on live yesterday. I mean, really the only thing I was planning to talk about was Shane Bieber, and I'm glad I waited because this article hadn't come out yet. And it says that the Cleveland Indians are saying that Cleveland Indians is Shane Bieber. See, I was ready to go in on the Cleveland Indians. Shane Bieber himself, however, is saying that the shoulder injury isn't due to throwing too many pitches or innings. Well, then, honestly, you know what? My entire tune has changed, because if he's saying that, it'd be different if the organization is saying, oh, we haven't overworked him, because clearly, from the outside looking in, that's the only thing you could think is that they've overworked him. I mean, they have. Even if he's not saying it, from a fan's perspective, I still feel like they've overworked him. I mean, the one game, I swear to gosh, he went out into the 7th inning. He was already over 100 pitches. Not to be like, oh, he's had 100 pitches, take him out of the game. At times, I was happy to see that Tito was trusting the top end of his rotation earlier in the season. It wasn't necessarily out of necessity like it is now, but it was cool to see him, kind of old school, trust his guys to, 115 pitches is not out of the norm for Bieber or Savali at this point. It'll be interesting to see when Plesac comes back from his broken thumb from having Hulk Hogan his shirt. It'll be interesting to see what kind of pitch count, or what they do with Zach Plesac coming back, how they plan to work him in. But yeah, JC Mejia pitched 4 decent, and he got them through. They ended up winning 2 nights ago. Last night, Cal Quantrill was on the mound. Not that it mattered. He pitched a lot better than the last time he had a spot start against the Orioles. I can't even say it's a spot start, though, because with there only being 2 normal starters in the rotation, Cal Quantrill, as we stand here right now, Cal Quantrill is actually in the rotation. So his start was way better than the last time he faced the Orioles, and he was decently impressive. More impressive than JC Mejia, but they've gotten through the last 2 games, and I'll tell you why. They've gotten through the last 2 games, pitching JC Mejia, pitching Cal Quantrill. It's because outside of Cedric Mullins, it's the Orioles. Like the Orioles are terrible. So although I'm glad to see that they're weathering the storm and they're getting through, if it were honestly, if it were any other team, they'd probably be losing these games. But thank God that they've had the schedule they've had the past couple weeks, and they've been able to scrape by, collect some dubs, and they're staying in the hunt. The Indians somehow, some way, they are in the hunt. But big news: the reigning American League Cy Young winner, the guy who leads the American League in strikeouts right now, Shane Bieber, is on the IL moving forward. So we'll have to see. I'm very, very relieved though to see that he has said that it was not him being overworked. It was a legitimate injury. So that's good. Now, moving on with the rest of the show today, I do want to keep you guys I want to get your senses going. That's something we've worked on here on the channel, getting your senses going. Because we get on here around noon. Like I said, I was on time for once today, so we're here at noon. Some of you maybe are still waking up for the day, so we need to get your senses going. So your audio sense that I want to get going. We're gonna use "Every Chance I Get" by DJ Khaled featuring Project Baby and Lil Durk. Another one. Now this beat, I immediately went back and listened to I think it's called Miss Miss. I'll look it up for you guys, but it's a DJ Khaled featuring 21 Savage and Cardi B. The beat is eerily similar. Maybe that's just, that's DJ Khaled and it's that hard stuff or whatever kind of sound. It just sounds the same as that one beat, but you know what? And you know what? Honestly, I love Lil Baby way more than Da Baby. Lil Baby over Da Baby, and you can add me. But Lil Baby, his verse is like, I wasn't quite feeling it right away, but it definitely, like, once you sit there for a little while, you're like, ooh, Lil Baby. And then Lil Durk, he puts on for Chicago. He's still, Lil Durk is one of the real ones. Like I said, I prefer, I don't know why. Do at me, but don't be too upset with the fact, but I do. I prefer my Lil Baby to Da Baby. And that's a new school audio stimulant for you. But if you want something not necessarily old school, but if you want to travel back a couple of years, because I've been giving you guys a couple of older songs to listen to, and I think maybe that's what I'm going to do from now on, give you guys a current song, and then when you got to go back, maybe give you some nostalgia. So for that one, we're going to go to the track 300 by Chief Keef featuring Rick Ross, produced by Young Chop. Just gets your blood going. I love that beat. That's why I said produced by Young Chop, because it's just as much Young Chop's song as it is Chief Keef's or Rick Ross. Now, your visual. See, I was doing the audio thing, which I don't know if that's a word or not, but I feel like it sounds right. But the visual stimulant today, let's go to NBCnews.com. An article by David K. Lee. Dodgers Stadium sellout is America's largest pro sports crowd since pandemic. Now, I'm a little bit confused because they cite within their own article things like the Indy 500 and Canelo Alvarez fighting in front of 70,000 people in Texas on May 8th. But I think what they mean to say is a pro sports team. There hasn't been a crowd to see a pro sports team, because Canelo's a boxer, they're Indy 500, they're all individual racers or whatever. I mean, okay, there's teams in racing, but be serious. I think what it's trying to say is that it is the largest crowd to see like a pro sports team play. So congratulations to the Dodgers. They're the reigning World Series champs. And you know what? I'm the more and more and more and more I think about it. Now, obviously, COVID and the pandemic and, shutting down and everything of the sort, it was terrible in just about every conceivable way. Truly terrible in just about every conceivable way. But honestly, baseball might be one of the very few things that is like it's better off. I really do. I think people, of all the things they have more of an appreciation for, which we have more of an appreciation for just about everything. But baseball is just one of those things, man. I'm telling you, like, if you want your America back, getting baseball back with it. Now that's America. So, hours after California lifted the remaining restrictions, the the COVID restrictions. That's when, now I don't know if they had already planned to do. I have no idea if the reopening, excuse me, I have no idea if the reopening was planned, if the restrictions came and then they're like, oh my God, open the whole thing up. They just lifted all the restrictions. I'm assuming that they knew somewhat that like the restriction were going to be lifted on this day. Not sure how, but either way, kudos to the Dodgers because they're the defending World Series champs and they deserve to have a big crowd. And so they had over 50,000 people, the most people to cheer on a team, the most people to cheer on a team live since the pandemic. So that is something positive. I wanted to end on a high note, and I'd forgotten this on Monday, but you guys got to remind me. The remaining senses mystery bag. Going to use your sense of touch here. I want you guys to reach out and thank the heavens because, well, my watch just fell off. Reach out and thank the heavens because honestly, it feels like maybe potentially this thing is finally over. So I love you guys so very much. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, comment, do what you do at Authority Videocast on Facebook. If you haven't already, make sure to give us a follow on there. Reach out. This isn't about me. This channel is about you guys. So if there's anything you want me to talk about, if there's anything you need covered, any questions you have about anything that I've talked about on the channel, make sure to leave a comment or get a hold of me on the Facebook. But yeah, thank you guys so much for joining me today. Have a great rest of your day. Love you. Catch you on the next one.